Welcome back everyone to this next part in the series on building this GT40 chassis from our laser cut flat pack of tubes. In this part I'm going to briefly go back to the sub-assembly parts that we made in part one of the series and finish them off. So for this we need the horseshoe tubes, which were the H1 005 corresponding parts. And we need these four laser cut flat profiles. These get assembled. Need this 3/4 inch 10 gauge tube, just cut 53 millimeters long, and just put through the hole that comes in the laser cut tube. This is H1 004. We've got to assemble one of these on either side. And then we need to orientate it like so. This is the damper pickup bracket, and this is for the cross brace that goes across the gearbox. We just need to make sure that we line it up so that it's this way round. Now what I like to do now to make sure these holes are in alignment is put a spacer piece through here with a couple of bolts to make sure they all line up, and a bolt through here to make sure that lines up. And then what we're looking to do is put the top edge of this level with the top edge of the tube and tack it together. So I just knocked up this simple jig, a couple of 12mm bolts, 10mm bolt, just to make sure they're in alignment. We know this is in alignment because of the bush. Now all I've got to do is line up the top and tack this to the tube. There we go, tacked up. We need to do the other side. Remembering this has got to end up being handed. And then we've got a bit more to do after the other side's done. Right, so once both of those are tacked up with the plates on, the next thing to do is get this little disc and this cut-out tube piece, and the little pegs fit into holes on this plate such that the pocket is pointing in the same direction as the damper pickup. It's got to be outboard of the car, and obviously you want one for each hand. So once, just tack that together. Something I forgot to say but is extremely important is not at the moment to weld this tube in that goes through, because that position has to be set in the moment. Okay, so we'll do that on the other hand. So I cut myself a 38mm spacer, lined it up with the tube through in the middle, just tapped the tube back until I know I've got a 38mm gap, and tack the tube in. Now I'm going to do that on the other side and get on with putting this onto the rear part of the chassis. Alright, now as you can see, I've put the crossbar in between the two legs of the horseshoe to set its distance, and using magnetic clamps to keep it level, I've attached it to the rear part of the chassis. I'm now going to tack that up, tack that in place. Then there's a couple of diagonal tubes to put on the back, and then that's complete as a sub-assembly that we can then attach to the main part of the chassis. And there we go. That's the rear of the chassis completely assembled and tacked up, ready to be assembled to the main part of the chassis, which I'll do in the next video, along with doing the engine bay, because there's a similar couple of similar techniques on the engine bay, putting the tubes through and interfacing a couple of flat plates. Hope you liked the video. Hope you're following the rest of the series, and if you want to keep up to date, click like and subscribe, and you'll get automatic notifications when the next video comes out of the next section. Cheers, thanks for watching.